How's it going today, guys? Say hi when you get in here. What's happening? Hello. Let's go. Hey guys, how you doing? Yes, double tap that screen. Thank you guys. You guys are killing it out there in the UK, across the world. Hey Alicia. So I'm back in hell at this place. You guys know it a little bit. Disgusting hellhole nightmare facility, and already we have our wonderful advocate here being a bit harassed, a bit followed, if you can imagine. Got a little bit warmer than expected, so we're gonna be here for the next little while, guys. Yeah, it is creepy. This is the guy who drove his car up behind me to threaten me. This is the guy who hit a phone out of a hand. It's okay. It's okay. We're working on some things. Yeah, it's that guy. Thank you guys so much for being here. I can always count on you guys for being here, supporting me out in this disgusting, absolutely crazy. Who knows what he's capable of if he can drive a car up behind someone to try to intimidate them. Isn't that psychotic behavior? So always got to keep your head on a swivel out of these places. Absolutely. Of course, Mel and Steve, just following your lead. Thanks for being here, Ryan. An audit guy. Well, I used to actually do a bunch of audits when I was a federal inspector for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. So they'd be announced audits though. So you'd go in, you let them know like 3 weeks ahead of time, and then you'd go in an audit, and oftentimes, even if it was during the week, they'd understand that you come in daily. So yeah, that's how the system works, guys. You give announced audits. So I'm at St. Helens Slaughterhouse, Ryan, if you're not sure what I'm doing here. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. That's the governing body with our food system. So my role was to inspect the food system. So I would go into these facilities, see if their welfare practices were up to standards, to see if their building maintenance, water temperatures were up to certain degrees. But honestly, it was really a token position. Go back to Canada. Well, Banshee, guess what? I am in Canada. It's kind of a weird thing to say. So yeah, I'm out here sharing my experience. I've been vegan for 12 years. And I wish I would have known sooner that you didn't have to eat animals in order to live and survive. So if you didn't know, this is like a really disgusting area. So there's pollutants all over the place. There's seagulls all over the place. There's body parts being taken to like community areas, houses over here. It's really such a bizarre thing. And what I mean by pollutants is, take a look here. This place is always seemingly on fire. They have a bit of a wide turn here. Like, yeah. So they always have like this smoke coming out of this place. Basically, it's an oil drum facility. Well, not oil, but it's body parts. It's the fat and the secretions. And so, what's that? Yeah. So you'll see this place has barbed wire fences. They're also putting pollutants out into the air. Who knows what? It could be ammonia. So I'm here to expose this place. Like several people across the world, we realized we didn't have to eat animal products or even view animals as commodities to exploit. And so we decided that we are going to stop. Thoughts on femboys? Well, that's not what this stream is about. You might want to go somewhere else if you're looking for that kind of thing. This stream's about the animals and what they go through. So if you didn't know, this place is very violent. I've been here several times, and oftentimes I'm being yelled at, stalked, harassed. I've even been hit. Our female activists have been assaulted as well. So it just goes to show what these places do. They're violent atmospheres, and if you're someone who thinks that we shouldn't live in a violent society, well, I recommend you take animals off your plate and stop viewing them as commodities. You can imagine yourself working in a slaughterhouse, taking lives each and every single day. That's going to affect you, and that's going to affect the surrounding community. I'm vegan for the animals, though. I think the animals deserve the utmost respect and kindness, and you can't really respect animals if you're viewing them as products, as commodities, as things for you. They're living sentient beings. They want to live just like us. They don't want to be commodified. They don't want to be treated like garbage. So this location in particular, they shoot mother cows in the face. Sometimes these cows are still pregnant, if you can believe that. Absolutely disgusting. And so as an ex-slaughterhouse inspector, one of my roles was to go into this one of these facilities in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. And I saw for myself the cows being shot. And it was so disturbing, I can't even explain it. Now it's affecting me for the rest of my life. So that's why I'm out here today, because I don't think this should happen. I don't think, you can see this guy, he's got looks like a weapon in his hand. So what they do is they try to push the cows outside of the truck with a stick, because the cows have no idea what's going on. They kind of look to us because they think that we have their best interests at hand, but we don't, right? We shoot them in the face. Their feet get hung up by a chain. And then after that, someone's taking a knife and continuously jabbing their throat until their life is ended. It's a horrific scene. It's you couldn't even imagine what that looks like. And so, again, these are all for optional products. This is for optional things. So you can see the crows, or ravens, I'm not sure. They're around here because they're waiting for the discarded body parts, the condemned body parts that you wouldn't eat, that go to dog food, the cancers, the contaminated intestines, and other body parts like cellulitis and tumors and all this that's dumped into these trucks that go to rendering, will be rendered for your dog food. These seagulls and other birds are all over the place. You can see them as far as the plazas over there. And what do you think that might cause, guys? Do you think that might cause a pandemic? Do you think that might cause an issue with, say, our safety as humans as well? I'm more here for the animals, but like, if you think about it, it's like they're fighting back in a sense, because why on earth would you support a system that's so violent when you don't have to? Again, this is optional. I learned this 12 years ago. And the irony is, like, a lot of employees here, a lot of them are actually from countries that revere cows, that revere animals. And actually, I would say in most religions, they talk about being kind to animals, to not harming animals or hurting them. And that's exactly what happens here. Again, this is optional, guys. It's not mandatory to eat animals. You don't have to be a part of this system. So guys, let me know where you're from, whereabouts in the world. And if you've seen animal agriculture footage, have you seen what happens to, say, cows and lambs, like at this facility? Or have you seen what happens to pigs, chickens, turkeys, ducks? So we got the UK in the house. This is in Canada here. We got Toronto in the house. You can see this disgusting truck here. One thing I can't explain to you, Minnesota in the house. One thing I can't explain to you is the smell. And so if you talk to anybody who does this, anybody who gets out in the streets and talks about this, the smell is just absolutely horrific. It's no wonder you see the feces all over this death truck. Can you imagine how terrified those cows must have been, traveling at times up to 30 plus hours to be shot in the head, sometimes multiple times? It's absolutely horrific what happens to these animals. And this is just like at a fraction of their lifespan. Although I don't want better conditions, I want this to be condemned fully. Sorry, I have to turn around every once in a while because people come in pretty fast. Yeah, what is, because I look past the flesh, I can eat without feeling guilty? Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of people, they go to the grocery store, they think, okay, well, you know, I'm not doing it, or I'm not a part of it. But the concept of supply and demand, I mean, it's relevant here, right? So if you don't pay for it to happen, then it stops happening, right? On your behalf. Each and every one of us has the power to change. And I've estimated between 200 and 300 animals per year that someone will take just for some sensory pleasure. Hey, USA, just for some sensory pleasure. You don't have to eat animals, right? So you're doing this for fun, essentially. You're doing this for your pleasure. Like, imagine if somebody derived pleasure from kicking a cat and they said, well, I just like the sound the cat makes. Well, you'd call them insane, absurd, but think about what we're doing here. We're doing this just for another sense, another trivial pleasure. So guys, yeah, again, let me know if you're vegan in the chat. You hit 1. If you're someone who's thinking about change, hit 2. And also hit that like button if you don't mind. Hello, some call me Fur. Thanks for being here today. So guys, if you stick around, I'm gonna bring you to another spot around here. And some of you have seen it before, but if you haven't, I highly encourage you to stick around. You guys will see some probably that you haven't seen before. This 420 guy is triggered, obviously. I'm at a slaughterhouse and they're mocking the animals. So look at all the ones. You know, people are kind, compassionate. Most people wouldn't kick a dog. Most people wouldn't harm another being. Most people wouldn't work in a slaughterhouse. And yet, you know, there's some people in the chat that are just triggered, probably because they've taken lives, or maybe somewhere deep down they feel guilty that they're a part of this. So you see the birds flying around, you see the stop sign, you see the police tape, you see the no loitering, no trespassing, no blocking the driveway at any time. You see the barbed wire fence. You know, you see all these things. This industry is absolutely triggered. And when we try to show what's happening with the animals, you know, I've had truckers come out and yell at me. I've had employees moon me. I think it's the same guy here. He's spitting, kind of trying to look at me and intimidate me. I've had someone try to grab my phone. So we're just simply out here for the animals, but people want to make it about themselves. I did have some interesting conversations, though, with the tannery employees if you look back a stream or two ago, I might post that conversation. You know, sometimes it seems that people are just, you know, caught up in their tradition, but it seemed like I was able to move the needle just a little bit to make them think maybe about things a little bit differently. One of the guys said it was awful what we're doing to the animals, but he kept appealing to tradition. If you don't know what that is, guys, it's when people think that just because we've done something for a long time, that we should continue doing it. That's kind of absurd, you know, because we've had a lot of instances in the past where we did things that were atrocious, and we evolve as humans. So again, hit like, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification. I'm going to be live once again. And I also want to say December 19th is going to be a really great day. We are going to have people all across the world at different locations doing exactly what I'm doing today. It's called Project Livestream. Project Livestream will be live December the 19th all across the world. So my goal is to encourage every single one of you to either participate, go to It's a Project Livestream on Instagram, join us. We'll get you the 50 subs minimum required to go live prior to the live stream, and then we'll support you. We'll support your streams. We'll support you developing yourself as an advocate online. This is the goal of Project Livestream. Also, you know, if you can't make it, we want you to join us online. We want you to share and promote. We want you to share with people that you know who might want to go live, or other activists that might just tune in and share and watch and leave it on in the background. You know, we had over 50,000 views just in one day for live streams across the world. That's 50,000 people that went to a slaughterhouse on our last Project Livestream. You just won't get that kind of reach. This is organic reach as well. This is not echo chamber or other vegans, you know, although we do have a number of activists that are in the chat and sharing away. It doesn't equate, like the numbers are just very high for viewership, and that's why we are continuing to push this run, because it's been terrific. We're up to Project Livestream 6. This is crazy, guys. I can't believe it. If you look at total number of views, I mean, myself, if things go well today, I don't know how they'll go today, but I could topple 1 million views in just 6 months, which is absolutely absurd. Project Livestream in itself, with the reels and everything else created with it, 12 million views across the platforms, which is absolutely insane. So we know it's working. We've had the messages. We've even had workers cross the line, guys. Cross the line to say, you know what, I'm fed up. Like myself, I'm fed up with the lies that this industry tells, with the exploitation that they do to innocent sentient beings on a daily basis. You know, farmers come in and they preach how hard they work and whatnot. You should go out to a farm. You should check out what happens at a farm. You should see the garbage bins full of bodies. Yes, bodies where they dump carcasses of innocent animals because A, they decided that veterinarian was too expensive, and B, the laws allowed them just to kill them with blunt force trauma. It's crazy to think that that's legal and allowed, but even that's allowed. So a lot of people will say, well, you know, I know the local farmer. Look, the worst things I ever saw as an inspector and as an investigator were on local farms. So don't kid yourself with these euphemisms. Oh God, not another beta vegan. Flounder, you were here a while ago. What is the problem, Flounder? Are you still abusing animals? Are you still farming them? That's disgusting, man. That's absolutely disgusting. You can farm anything else. You can move to farming anything else, but you choose not to. So guys, once again, I'm at St. Helens Slaughterhouse. It's in Toronto, Ontario. If you look, there's houses right there. The top of the houses are over there. Can you imagine? This is in a neighborhood. And if you know a little bit about what happens as far as slaughterhouse workers are concerned, a lot of them turn to drugs, alcohol, and violent crime rates increase around slaughterhouses. So this includes SA, because if you think about it, like, these workers are handling animals in a weird way. So it's no surprise. Some of the things that were testimony that I witnessed when I was an inspector were people talking about where they caught people doing things to animals that you can't even imagine. Yes, I was in another chat room a little while ago just saying hi, that I was going live. Yeah, exactly. You can farm mushrooms. I mean, these are simple things, and we've had farmers transition. A lot of people, the thing is, a lot of farmers will never, they won't be taking the lives. They won't be the ones taking the cows' lives. Hello. But they'll definitely be taking the money, right? So by the time they make, sometimes they'll make relationships. They'll have even names for the cows. They'll even take pictures of the cows and show them doing TikToks and dances and stuff like that. And then they have them executed just for money, right? For money. It's crazy, right? So a lot of farmers can change. If you look at Rowdy Girl Sanctuary, a Texas rancher, I mean, that's like insane. If you think about how far Texas is as far as cattle country and this cowboy mentality lifestyle, to think that somebody right in the heart of it changed, created a sanctuary, and now is an advocate for peace and helping others change. She's helped so many farmers transition. That's like myself included, and I don't know if Matthew's here, but there's a few of us who have crossed the line, stopped working in this industry, and now we share our experiences because it's disgusting. I get ex slaughterhouse workers, I get ex inspectors who are liking my streams, who are saying good job, call it out. These are ex inspectors. These are retired inspectors, or even people that are still working in the industry, because they just probably feel like they can't get out of it. So guys, again, tell me where you're from. Rarely have deaths. So Big Randy, you rarely. So what happens when you do have deaths, as you call them? Do you kill the cows yourself? And you do sell, yeah, you're profiting off of living beings when you can profit off of something else, right? Big Randy? It's called making a living. So if I enslaved some sort of beings and had them executed for money, that would be okay? Like, why can't you farm something else? Exactly. The Blue Jays lost because there's a bunch of people eating animals. Yeah, I like the Bills. I think they're okay. They're okay. So much meat will be wasted. What are you talking about? So guys, let me know where you're from. Hey, Lambretta. NILF. Everything dies. Does everyone die in a slaughterhouse? These animals are bred into existence, right? Bred into existence. Most animals that you eat will be less than 42 days old, maybe 4 to 6 weeks old. 80 billion chickens each year. Do you know what happens to the males? Do you know what happens for every female that goes into your mouth or into the slaughter system? Do you know what happens to the males? They're hatched, and then they look at their sex, and if they're males, they send them into a giant blender on their first day of life. First day of life, sent into a giant blender. That's it. They were born and then blender because they're not female. Or they're put into a gas container or a garbage bag. They'll be sealed up and suffocated to death because people want to eat the secretions of a poor hen that's been genetically engineered. Again, all the animals that you guys eat are genetically engineered to grow as fast as possible. Basically Frankenstein animals, nothing like the animals that they were. So people talk about genetically engineered crops and stuff like that. The animals you eat are genetically engineered, okay? All of them, every single one of them are genetically modified, engineered. They even changed the word from genetically engineered to modified, just like they changed humane to, welfare to humane and stuff like that. Like they use these terms, these euphemisms, just like you use the word steak or bacon or pork, just to not individualize the being. Yeah, sure, rugby. So that's what happens. These animals are bred into existence. 92 billion land animals each and every single year bred into existence. It's crazy, right? So guys, are you vegan? Hit 1. Are you not vegan? Hit 3. And if you're somebody that's open-minded, thinking about change, hit number 2. Apparently I sound stupid and I'm lying, but I'll appeal to authority here. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I worked for the Canadian government for 15 years. Well, it is, but it's the truth. It is 92 billion land animals. It's probably more, actually. That's just the USDA stats. 92 billion land animals are bred into existence each and every year. You can imagine all the land that takes up, all the feces. You drive out to the farmer's field, you smell the shit everywhere. Absolutely disgusting. Imagine that. We're spraying shit in our fields, and people are wondering why we use herbicide and pesticides. Well, it's because we're literally the cow shit and pig shit is a co-product. So yeah. You're not surprised I'm Canadian. Well, what is that supposed to mean? So Canadians are bad people for caring about animals and also like trying not to put humans into extinction with pandemics and the psychology of what happens to slaughterhouse workers. Like, I mean, come on. See, and there you go. It's called manure. It's actually called shit. Manure is just another euphemism. The thing is, people like, yeah, so use your own shit. Tell Vanny, use your own shit. Why do you got to exploit somebody else? You can absolutely use your own shit. Some people do. I mean, these comments, right? So guys, if you're vegan, let me know how long you've been vegan for. And I'm gonna show you why we're here right now, guys. $11 years, 5 years, 1 year. Wow, just covered in feces. The smell, oh my God, man. This guy's going in fast. I'm so sorry, babies. I'm so sorry. just covered in their feces. Wow, the smell is just absolutely disgusting, covered in their filth. And that's the thing, this industry just doesn't want you to see what it looks like inside, like what the individuals are going through. This guy took a wide turn on purpose, just so I can't see, so I can't bear witness. So what do you gotta hide, right? If this industry is so transparent, why not share the truth? Why not tell us the truth about what takes place? Allow us to go inside, allow us to show the truth, right? But they don't want that, because I think a lot of people, once they make the connection, if they look into the eyes of the cows or the lambs that come here, or the chickens, the pigs, I think a lot of people would change. A lot of people would open up their heart and realize that these animals are no different than the dogs and the cats that you have. They're all living sentient beings that want to live. The smell is just, I can't even explain it. That's fear, right? That's fear. And this guy's lying about himself being a carnivore his whole life. I mean, come on. The guy's never had a vegetable or a fruit. The guy's lying, right? So don't fall for these fad diets and think that there's some miracle fad diet that you're gonna have. You can live healthy and perfectly fine on a plant-based diet. You can eat shitty if you want. But we're not here about diets. We're here about ethics. We're here for the animals. And this is optional. You can either choose to be a part of this or not. And we're saying, I think most of your values align with not shooting mother cows in the face, seeing their eyes and how fearful they were. I mean, it's violence at the end of the day. Why do you want to support violence? Absolutely disgusting. And Jim Rat has been in the chats like all day yesterday, today, spreading misinformation. This is what the industry does. They have people come in. They literally pay people to spread misinformation on what happens. They bring up fringe topics like avocados. If this guy actually cared about avocados, then why doesn't he go to the Super Bowl and tell the Super Bowl to not promote avocados, because 144 billion avocados are used during Super Bowl time? I mean, these guys just want to make these excuses, these lies, because they're likely profiting or they're paid shills to spread misinformation. There's, I'm trying to remember the name of the lobby who used to work with this tobacco industry. They used to also spread this misinformation about cigarettes, and that it was healthy to smoke cigarettes. Your doctors would be smoking them. It's the same lobby group that came into the meat industry to spread misinformation. Like these ideas that, plant-based products are so overly processed, like a plant-based burger or something like that. Meanwhile, if this industry were transparent and honest, they would show what antibiotics the animals were on, what drugs the animals were on, what diseases the animals had, what pathogens like E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter they had, what type of food they have. They don't list that on residues they had. They don't list that on the labels, right? All they list on the labels is meat, or if they had seasoning or something like that. That's it. They don't list the antibiotics. The only person that sees which antibiotics or drugs that they were on is the vet before they're slaughtered, and that's it. This does not get translated to labels, and this is where I want to call out Rebel News, David Manzi, and that group of people who like to claim that vegans didn't show up about these ostriches. Well, these ostriches, people, were being exploited for their eggs. And people absolutely did talk about them. They absolutely did not want them to be killed. And they absolutely want the government not to interject into our lifestyles. But the thing is, these ostriches were used for their oil. They were used for their body, their flesh. And all these people are doing is crying because they want a payout. That's it. They want a payout from the government, and they know if they cry loud enough that they'll get a payout. And it's amazing to me that Rebel News uses this as a proxy to just get views. Meanwhile, even their other reporter, the head lady, whatever her name is, was talking about how she doesn't care about the animals. She could care less about the animals. She think they could have been killed a bit differently, but she was more about the freedoms of Canadians, which is insane to me. Absolutely insane to me that Rebel News talks about, oh my God, how awful this was. They don't care. They could care less how the animals were killed. Or maybe they do care. But the hypocrisy and the irony is half of them were eating chicken wings while they were watching this whole news story unfold. How big does the bird have to be in order to respect the bird, right? How big does the bird have to be in order for you to make a news story about it? You know how many animals are killed in our food system? Absolutely insane. And Rebel News wants to play this, you know, whatever big guy, and then they go after the little guy. They go after the animal rights activists. There's so few of us, and they want to attack us and make our life a little bit more difficult. They complain about the news media. They say, oh, the big news media is after us. They don't let us talk. They censor us. Yet then they become the bully and come after animal rights activists who are consistently putting themselves out on the line, trying to fight for animal rights, trying to fight for a better life for everyone. It's crazy. It's absolutely absurd. Guys, let me know where you're from. Smash like. We got to get that like up to 100 at least, guys. Smash like. Turn on the bell notification. I'm going to be live in a few days once again. And if you didn't know about Project Livestream, guys, go check out Project Livestream. So it's at Project Livestream on Instagram to get involved, to get active for the animals. And guys, if you're not vegan, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector, 12 years vegan. I'm sharing the truth about what takes place with our food system, how we use and exploit animals, and we don't have to. We can quite literally live a life. I do have a life. Unfortunately, the animals don't. We can live fine, healthy, all these things without exploiting individuals or viewing others as commodities, which is absolutely fucking insane to view others as things for us. Like, come on, guys. It's 2025. We can move away from this. And if you guys stick around, I'm going to show you something a lot of you maybe have never seen before, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. Guys, let me know where you're from in the world. Tell me where you hail from, and let me know, have you seen what takes place in the industry, and if you think that it's okay to exploit animals. Well, Mr. Kenobi, you can be healthy and fine on a plant-based diet. Just because Jordan Peterson, who's like really suffering, hey Pia, went on it, and now his daughter flipped back, who screwed up probably his entire life. Now she's eating vegetables and plants, you know, and fruits or whatever. All these guys are flipping back, and so it's a matter of time until you do. So guys, once again, we are at St. Helens Slaughterhouse in Toronto. We just saw a bunch of cows get driven up. They were covered in their shit, their feces, what some will call manure, and they're about to be shot in the head. Some of them guaranteed are pregnant. Many of them will get shot in the head multiple times because they all have different sized skulls. It's really horrific what's happening. And I encourage you, if you didn't know, there's a link in the description below. It's called the 3-Minute Movie Challenge. I encourage you to go watch it and check it out. It's 3 minutes. It shows standard industry practice. And then there's resources for you to move away from this disgusting industry. Guys, please hit like as well. Subscribe, share out, turn on the bell notification. I'm going to be live once again. Possibly somewhere else on Friday. If you guys like these live streams, if you want to see them, then let's do that. I just want to note that I'm not here against people as well. I will sacrifice some though if they're saying stupid things, but I'm here to like educate, right? We're here to show the truth, the reality. We think most people like animals. We think most people wouldn't go around kicking dogs or setting them on fire or using them as punching bags. So why would you do the same with cows and lambs? I mean, the cows and lambs, have you ever hung out with them? A lot of people haven't. They haven't even hung out with their victims or seen who they are, looked them in the eyes. They give them numbers, they spray paint them, they confine them, they torture them. They do incredibly awful things. If you guys want to know what they do to pigs in order to beat them into submission, hit 1. Let me know. If you want me to tell you what I've seen personally, firsthand, as well as when I was an inspector. Well, we've got a few ones. Let's see some more if you want to know. Right. Okay. So it is a bit graphic, guys, just so you know. And I'm just giving that warning. If you can't handle graphic talking points or whatnot, I'll share with you. So one of the investigations that landed on my desk, I think it was more than one, but one of them had pictures. And so as I was going through the files, like that particular file, the pictures, I saw what appeared to have like a pig that was hung by the neck, just in this picture, standalone. And apparently a neighbor or neighbor's kid, I think it was, went over just to, I don't know what they were doing over there, but in their account they saw this pig being hung by the neck. And I learned then from a couple of the inspectors, like the ones that had been doing this investigation stuff for a long time, that they hang pigs. They hang them in order to have the rest be submissive, because people often have trouble corralling pigs, because pigs are very vocal and they just won't listen. So in order to, some of the reason I don't like to say it, because I don't want to give some of these psychopaths ideas, because some of them might be in the chat right now. Some of them are people that have slammed pigs' heads on the ground. Well, it's not bullshit. I mean, I saw it firsthand, and Casino keeps saying the same thing. No, I'm on public property. I am not, definitely not. So, yeah. So when I also did an investigation, you know, one of the farmers had the same thing, and I mean, I could probably share, but on terms of service, that will definitely be taken down. The thing is, we can't even show, like, already what we show is really bad, right? But we can't even show the worst of it. Otherwise, it'll be taken down. It's always continuously being taken down. Look at Joey Carbstrong's most recent expose. I mean, that was taken down. I mean, he's had to fight YouTube. He's had to fight back to just keep his, just to keep the truth, the actual truth, which is strange, because a lot of people in the chat, they want the truth. They claim to want the truth. They respect their fundamental freedoms of expression or the Constitution or whatever country you're in. But then when you show the truth and they don't like it, then they start to go at you, and they start to attack you and claim you're this, that, and the other, which is very strange that they would do that kind of thing, considering I'm retired, actually. And I mean, Pokey, you say the same thing every stream. So does the Casino guy. I mean, I don't like, are you guys spreading misinformation? You guys just like to spread misinformation? I kind of like, I don't get why, Casino, you keep saying the same thing. Like, do you want to have a live stream debate about the ethics of veganism? Why don't you show your face? Why don't you create your own channel and show your face? Because you won't. You won't. You're either a paid shill or you're making shit up. It's fine. Hello, Vegan Pixie Warrior. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Guys, let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We are in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. There are a bunch of birds flying around because they're waiting. They're waiting for the discarded body parts that humans decide that they don't want to eat. So the contaminated tumors, cancers, intestines, buttholes, they will send that to a rendering facility. And unfortunately, people are so dumb and so fixated on animals eating other animals that they'll feed these heat-treated products to their innocent companion animals. It's kind of crazy. Guys, go to a rendering facility near you, please. Go check one out. Go smell it. Just all you have to do is just drive beside it and smell it and ask yourself, do I really want to feed my companion animal this? Casino, I don't know what you're asking me. No, well, it wasn't my investigation, Casino. It was the government's investigation, and my role at that time was just to review the photos, the inspector's notes, any accounts to see if anything was missing, and then if there was anything missing, I would follow up with the inspector and send it back to them. So my role was not to prosecute. I have only been to court twice. And I've documented probably myself at least hundreds of what they call non-compliances. So it would include an inspector's report. I would walk around a truck full of chickens. My job would be to count the number of dead birds on arrival. And if there was a certain amount of dead birds, like say if I saw 20 or 30, then that would trigger me into a further investigation or inspection. So I would then go see if the amount of dead birds was over 2% or 1%. It used to be 5 and 2.5%, depending on the species. So either the hens had a higher threshold, the chickens had a lower one, because the hens would come in just absolutely destroyed because they're the most abused animals possibly ever. So they suffer from osteoporosis. They're suffering with a lot of health problems. So often they would die on transport. And so they decided that a higher threshold was allowable, I guess. And so I would not do an investigation until I counted a certain amount of dead birds. And if that met the threshold, then I would collect a 10 bird sample. So I would collect the bodies, pick them up. Often rigor mortis already went in because they were probably already half dead while they were coming to slaughter. And then I would put them in a garbage bag. I would bring them to the necropsy area, autopsy area, and I would watch a vet cut their bodies open in front of me. And you can't unsee that shit, can you? And so they would determine whether or not they died due to whatever reason. But you know what? They never really found a reason, right? It was just the cost of business. I went to court twice. I went to court once where there was over 20,000 birds that had died due to heat exhaustion, which the vet stated that they died due to heat exhaustion. And guess what? Nobody was charged. Why? Because they couldn't determine if it was the transportation, the farmer, or the processor. So none of them got charged, with 20,000 innocent individuals driving on the hottest day of the year in the middle of the summer, having strokes and heart attacks on a truck. So yeah, I've seen it all. I've seen what people do. I've seen chickens come in with one leg, one wing, sometimes no wings, blood all over the crates, dismantled heads, all these things. All these things. And this was normalized. This was absolutely the norm. This was to be expected every single day. You would see that. I've seen employees throw birds. I've seen employees kick birds. I've seen trucks drive over birds. When I went into the pig slaughterhouse, I've seen employees hit them with the bolted stick over and over and over just to push them into the gas chamber. I've seen a pig come to after they were in the gas chamber to be decapitated. So I've seen it all. And then that doesn't even include all the on-farm investigations where farmers would come forward and they would tell on other farmers because they could hear what they were doing or they would witness what they were doing. So they would essentially tattletale on their neighbors because there would be carcasses full, like almost fields full of carcasses from psychopaths who just beat the crap out of innocent animals, and they would just let them rot in the fields. So eventually that stink would go to the other farmer, and the farmer would complain. That they would complain just because of the smell, let's be honest. They weren't complaining because they thought it was a bad thing, because they were probably doing the same thing. They just probably cleaned up their so-called mess a little bit more. So guys, I'm getting into a little bit more detail of the things I saw. I usually don't share that much. Just because I think it's pretty obvious that we shouldn't use and exploit animals. But sometimes people need to hear it and know the truth. So those are some of the things I witnessed as an inspector, also as an investigator. The way people treat animals is horrific. The way they treat other sentient beings is absolutely absurd. We play kings and queens and gods over these innocent animals as if we're something special, and we have them executed for us in the horrific ways. People think stunning is a good thing or that it's somehow helpful. You're basically stunning because you're immobilizing an animal. So that way you don't cut yourself or you don't harm yourself. Stunning's really just for the worker. It's not really has anything to do with the animal. If the industry could get away with it and it wasn't so complicated, they would absolutely just kill the animal without stunning. So they'll electrocute chickens' heads. I think most chickens now are probably put into gas chambers. So what happens there is they're put into almost like a what's it called? A tank? Not a tank, but I can't even remember the name of it. So they get put into a chamber, and basically what it does is it sprays out gas, CO2 gas. It burns their mucous membrane. It builds up something called carbonic acid. So if you can imagine taking a lighter to your skin and just burning yourself all over your body with that, I would say that's probably the equivalent. If you go to a pig slaughterhouse, you'll be able to hear the screams from the streets. And so what does that remind you guys of when you hear of individuals going into gas chambers? Is there something that reminds you of? And do you think people supporting that, do you think that's right? Do you think that's okay to support innocent beings being put into a gas chamber? Yeah, the screams, they stay with you, don't they? Especially if you've witnessed it, right? So here they shoot mother cows in the face. Oftentimes they're pregnant. They're absolutely they're still pregnant, which is wild, don't you think? I think that's pretty wild. Guys, hit like. I need to get that up to 100 at least. Hit subscribe, tell your friends. I'm going to bring you guys somewhere else in a few minutes. Stick around, and I'm going to show you. Maybe you guys haven't seen this before. Some of you have on earlier streams. And it's the irony of this stream as well is if you take a look, you're somebody that's lurking, probably doesn't want to comment, isn't thinking to, trying to judge whether or not I have any credibility or, if there's something to this. There is a 3-minute movie challenge below. It's standard industry practice. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I worked for the Canadian government for 15 years. And I'm telling you, that's standard industry practice. Go see it, see if that aligns with you, but also look at some of the comments in this chat. Look at some of the people that are so triggered here. A lot of the people that are making these absurd comments are people that actually took lives. They're people that would slam piglets' heads on the ground. Multiple, like probably thousands a year that these people are doing this. Maybe they've shot male calves because it's too expensive to bring them to an auction or something like that. Or maybe they had a little bit of illness and they just didn't want to pay the vet bill, so they just decided to shoot them and bury them on their farm. A lot of people in the chat will be those people. So that's why you see the people that are triggered. I'm just telling the truth. You can get mad at the messenger, you can get mad all you want, but you guys are the ones who claim to be transparent. You guys are the ones that say, we're honest farmers, we treat our animals this way, this is how it's done. I'm here to say that that's not the truth. We need to be more transparent. In fact, you should allow us to walk into every single farm and every single slaughterhouse to spread the word, the truth about what takes place, because that's the most honest way, is it not? We should know what happens with our food system. Why did I stop working for the government? Well, because of trauma, because of the things I saw. So I retired from the government, 4 years ago? So this is actually therapy for me. There you go. A little girl, so wait a second, mad that we eat animals like a little girl. I'd be so rude. Jeez. What's wrong with being kind and compassionate? And what I would say little girls are kind and compassionate as well. So is there something wrong with little girls? Do you have a problem with little girls or something? It's kind of a weird thing to say. Well, you can't call them the individuals, right? Why don't you go work in the slaughterhouse? I'd be so rude. I think that would be a perfect setting for you. Then afterwards, because of the trauma of cutting necks open all day long and having blood spill in your mouth, then you can turn to drugs and alcohol. And who knows, right? Because a lot of workers turn to violent crime. Maybe you can carry that on into the public, right? Sounds like something that's really up your alley, right? Clearly on drugs for exposing the truth. Yeah. You sound a bit triggered. I'm going to guess maybe the people who say things like that are generally the people that are profiting off this industry. I'm going to be, why don't you tell us which animals do you execute for your profits? Tell us, who do you, or maybe you don't even execute them. Maybe you send them to slaughter for your profits. Why don't you tell us? Yes, gaslighting. I mean, it's funny because people want to be here. They complain about things. They complain about showing the truth. And then they're the first ones who want to silence you for sharing the truth. These are the people that go to the front lines to say, we need to fight our freedom of speech. We need to fight for our rights. Then they're the first ones to say, oh, are you trespassing when I'm clearly on a sidewalk, when I'm clearly within the confines of the law? These are the first people that will jump on you and be triggered. Yeah, dogs do lick their own arse. That's for sure. So do lions, right? And a lot of people will claim that we're lions when we're not. And they use this Lion King justification, which is kind of a weird flex or thing to say. It is easy. Guys, if you're vegan, just show everybody. Hit 1 if you're vegan. Hit 2 if you are considering maybe making the change. And hit 3 if you're a total loser, animal abuser that supports death trucks like the one that's coming up right now. You can see there's feces everywhere. You imagine that. The fear. You think the humans are there for you. You think they are there for you. They want to watch out for you. You trust them to an extent. You trust the farmers. You trust the farmers, but then look at what they do to you. They make money off of you. They're like, oh, we've used you for your milk. Oh, you're what, 5 years old? Let's send you to get executed. It's him being intimidated once again. Trying to be intimidated. And guys, look at some of the comments here. If you look at some of the comments here, they're saying disgusting things while watching these innocent animals, right? So do you really want to side with people like that? Do you think those people are good people? These are the people that are profiting off of these poor cows, off of these individuals. These are the people triggered, losing their minds because they feel that they're at a risk. They feel like their industry is being threatened. But what does that say about sharing the truth? What does that say about being honest with what's happening? Why not be transparent? Why not share the truth about what takes place in our food system and be honest? Because to me, I think that's the best way. Why not share 100% the truth about our food system instead of locking it up, allowing animal agriculture conglomerates to just do whatever the hell they want, make laws the way they want them, not label the animal products that they have, right? Don't tell us about the pathogens. Don't tell us about the E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter. Don't tell us the truth about any of this. This industry is an abomination. This industry needs to be dead, and it needs to be gone a long time ago. The smell here, the stench, this is in a community with homes where there's children who play it in parks just over here, just right over here. There's a park over there. There's seagulls that take dead bodies. They even have pretend owls to scare the seagulls away so they can profit off of their dog or cat food, which is cancer, literally cancer and contaminated animal body parts. And you're feeding that shit to your companion animals. How insane is that? How disgusting is that? Guys, please hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends. This industry needs to be abolished. It's disgusting. The smell is rampant. I really wish you could smell what it smells like to be here. I think you should all drive to the farmers' fields, smell what that smells like, and times it by 100. And then also go to a rendering facility. See if that's something, that smell is something that you want to feed your companion animal. If you guys stick around, I'm going to bring you to another spot in just a few minutes. I'm going to show you maybe something else you haven't seen before. So stick around. Also, please let me know where you're from. Tell us where you're from, guys. Tell me if you've seen what happens to cows. If you've seen how they're killed, what the process is like, what they go through. Have you ever been to a sanctuary? Have you hung out with cows? Have you hung out with them as individuals? I know I've played soccer, or what you call footy, with cows. And they're very playful. They're very loving. They're very gentle. They're gentle giants, what I call them. And have you been around lambs as well? Lambs are pretty sweet, and those animals get executed here for something like trivial as a sandwich, you know? Imagine that was you in your life and someone had the power to stop exploiting you. Wouldn't you want that to change? I think most of you would. Thanks for being here, guys. Chip is giving you all the information you need, health-wise, to say, hey, I do not need to be a part of this disgusting industry anymore. I don't need to risk my own health with pathogens like E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter, Listeria. I don't need to risk my own family's health with things like avian influenza, swine influenza, mad cow disease, Crohn's disease, breast cancer, colorectal cancer, you name the cancer. I do not need to spread that to my family. I love my family. I don't want them to be part of a violent society, which slaughterhouses create. You can look that information all up for yourself, or the health information, or you can go check out the 3-minute movie challenge, which Martin has provided. Go check it out. We want you guys to be educated, armed with the truth. And the truth is, you don't have to be a part of this industry. You don't have to view others as commodities or exploit them. You can live vegan. I have for 12 years. Many people in the chat have as well. That's a weird thing to say. Go get laid while we're here seeing the animals and explaining what's going on. I don't get, see, this is the thing, guys. When I was talking about what farmers do to animals, I mean, there you go. There's someone talking about something different, right? You can see all the feces, right? Do you think that's healthy for society, to have shit everywhere? So this truck driver is going to come up now and go in place of that truck to drop off those poor cows. Some of them are probably just 5 years old. Some of them are actually probably likely pregnant inside of there, which is crazy. Can you imagine? So, I've seen cows, their heads crushed inside slaughterhouse trucks because they've fallen. Always keep your head on a swivel out here, guys, because the workers definitely are triggered, especially these two. Both have, this worker drove his car up behind me and slammed on his brakes right up behind me, turned his wheels towards me as well. Also, he's knocked down one of our activists' phones, and he has been up in my face telling me to fuck off, giving me the finger and being aggressive to me by swarming me like a hawk. And then the other worker there, he like pretend mooned me for some reason, take a picture of my ass, which was weird. People do really weird stuff at these places. When I was an inspector, people would often do the weirdest things, all the time. Yeah, Gym Rat, well, maybe stop spraying feces in the fields. Maybe move to veganic farming and you don't have to worry about all that shit, right? Thanks, Brian. I don't care. Sure. Call me what you would like. I don't give a shit. Don't care. So we put some flowers up here previously. This one's still here. For the cows, the victims. We've been here for several times. Ironically, the owner of this place, Robert, he when I first met him, he found out that a former inspector was coming here. Go home and, hang on. Eat steak, fuck the vegans. So, Brian, you think I should go home? You think I shouldn't be allowed to share the truth? You think that we should just shut up and not say anything? Do you believe in a society that doesn't value chartered rights, freedom of expression, the Constitution? Do you think we should live in societies that don't value different opinions? Let's hear your response. I saw it before you deleted it. Why would I get a job when I'm retired, Ben? That just doesn't make sense. This is some weird comments. I would never in my entire life spend hours and hours, like Jim Rat, for example. He was put in the timeout sphere yesterday, today, all the time. He's literally in the chats just talking complete nonsense. The exact same talking points as well. I would never in a million years waste my time. Like, I don't know what he thinks he's accomplishing. And that's the irony about what's happening as well, is a lot of these trolls are doing exactly the opposite of they want. I'm gonna have up to 1 million views very soon, just in the last 6 months on live streams alone, just because the engagement from the fucking trolls. It's amazing. It's amazing how you just do a simple live stream, you say something like total loser animal abusers, and these guys go insane. They help engagement. They show people how radical they are, how crazy they are. And then it just boosts the algorithm, and then you get shown to a larger audience. I mean, it's hilarious. It absolutely is hilarious. And I figure maybe one day I get like 1 million subs, or that, that's the goal, or 100,000, whatever it is. The goal to get the large amount of subs. And then all the trolls, I just delete them all. So all that time they help build up the channel, they're all ex-nayed from the channel. It's gonna be amazing. And all you vegans, you incredible animal rights activists, you know who you are, in the chat, busting it for the animals every single day. We're all gonna enjoy that together, because that's something we all did together. Hilarious. Hilarious. And then I see a dip in the in the numbers, which is even more hilarious. Guys, please hit like. I want to get up to 100. Hit subscribe. Tell all your friends. We are at the most disgusting place in Toronto, where they execute mother cows. They shoot them in the face for optional products. Can you imagine? Some of them are pregnant. Some of them are actually pregnant, being shot in the face. There's babies that are going to be in the vats. And then people will either use those for cosmetics, or they're going to eat them, call them a name. They call them veal or whatever. Just another euphemistic term, right? This is what they do. This industry continues to use terms like veal or pork or bacon or steak because they want to really remove you from individualizing the sentient being that's about to be executed. More recently, they've closed this door because I was showing this door was open all the time, and now they've shut the door. So we do put pressure on these places because they can't continue to exist. They're disgusting. They create pandemics. They create trauma. They create violent crimes in communities. They create workers who assault us. But most importantly, and the worst thing of all, is they execute innocent animals for, again, trivial taste pleasure, trivial products, just your view of animals in general. They try to exploit that, thinking that animals are here for us in any which way, shape, or form. A lot of people are against zoos. A lot of people are against fashion statements with animal products like fur. A lot of people are against these things. This is just the next logical extension where you just remove the animal products completely and stop looking at other individuals as here for you. We're all here together. We don't need to use others. And so guys, if you stick around, I'm gonna go to the other spot now. We're gonna show you. It's called food processing. What if that was you, Kieran? What if that was your family? Would you call that processing? Or would you call that execution? Being bred for execution? Sorry, I'm just yapping away. I'm gonna go to the other spot just for a little bit. If you guys, yeah. Okay, all right. Oh, actually, I'm gonna stick around here. There's nothing wrong with being gay. I'm not gay, but I don't know. I'm not interested. Just saying, Nathan. Sorry. This is about animals, and this is the reason why we're here. We're showing you guys the truth about what takes place in this disgusting, vile industry. The smell is absolutely horrible. You see the feces all over. The cows are shitting right now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Can you imagine? He didn't have to honk his horn like that, but it just shows people are triggered. It's not surprising. This guy's gonna jackknife. Violence, violent industry, violent people. It's like the guy laying on his horn. Disgusting. Oh, please, hunting girl. Please. That's the first truck driver to honk his horn, and I don't know, the last 10 times I've been here. At that spot, please. He's just triggered. That's all it is. And hunting girl, what kind of person are you to take lives, innocent lives? What kind of name is that? Trophy hunter girl, good for you, right? Taking innocent lives, getting your ticket for the year, executing farmed innocent animals. How disgusting is that? How am I not letting them do their job? They do this every single day. What can I do to stop it? I can change some hearts and minds. I can't stop them from driving their trucks. Way to go. Imagine living in such a dystopian world where people are cheering on somebody killing innocent animals for fun, for trophy hunting. It's like people complain about lions or rhinos being killed, but when it's deer, who cares, right? We'll farm them and we'll execute them, no problem. It's fucking mad. People are so disgusting. Violence begot violence. This violent industry. They teach kids to be violent. They have like programs to literally where they brainwash kids. They brainwash kids to raise the kids. The kids raise an animal. And then after a couple of years, after befriending this animal, being friends with them, they name them, they hang around them all the time. Then they force the kids to watch them be executed right in front of them to help brainwash them to make this somehow acceptable. That's crazy. There's people that have gone vegan, have changed just from being in those programs, and it's affected them. Yeah. I don't know why, Nathan, you say such weird things, but you're banned from my channel, so bye. Crazy. So guys, please hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends. Don't be the reason someone has to be shot in the face for your fucking milk. It's not even your milk. You aren't a cow. And guys, once again, I'm gonna give you an exclusive offer. If you guys still think you're baby cows, I don't do this often, but I feel like this stream needs it. If you still think you're a cow or a baby cow that needs milk, I'm gonna offer you once in a lifetime. I'm gonna send you a bottle, a baby bottle with some soy or oat milk in it. You have the choice. I'm also gonna send you a blankie and a sucky, otherwise known as a dummy or a pacifier, and you can suck on that instead. So once in a lifetime, I'm gonna do that, free of charge, get you a blankie, and I might even throw in a bonnet so you can continue pretending that you're a baby without executing mother cows and getting them shot in the face and stealing their babies and all that stuff. Guys, hit like, tell your friends, and we can get these guys, these grown adult humans who think they're fucking cows or they think they're babies or whatever the fuck it is, we can get them a bottle, a pacifier, a dummy, and a blankie. And maybe we'll even burp you guys. Maybe we'll even burp you. Okay, once I hit that 100th like, I'm gonna go to that other spot to show you guys what takes place. Maybe you've never seen it before. All right, we're gonna go check it out. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, we're gonna tour on down here. I'm gonna show you guys something. If you guys have any questions for me, an ex-slaughterhouse inspector, ex-agricultural inspector, I've worked in pandemic response. I used to do sampling. Unfortunately, I would bring body parts to a lab for testing. Often failing, by the way. But these companies, they get chances, right? You get an extra chance. You know, you fail once. Oh, maybe that was a false positive. Well, we'll go test it again, and I don't think people really understand how their food system works. They think that the government's there just to, we got your back, guys. We got your back. No, it's really just helping the profiteers continue their profiting. That's all it really is. And yeah, God says be kind to animals. God says do unto others, so you don't put humans in the slaughterhouses or create more violent crime. That's what God would say, right? There's the Garden of Eden. I mean, these are simple concepts we learn as children, and then somehow as adults we can become brainwashed and we don't think for ourselves. Just crazy, by the way. Absolutely absurd. Think that violence is somehow okay. Jamaican cutie thinks that it's okay to exploit marginalized workers. Jamaican cutie thinks it's okay to have humans who are marginalized, racialized, immigrants, refugees, even children, migrants, trafficked into slaughterhouses to kill them, to suffer the psychological trauma of what that does to somebody. She thinks it's okay because she likes the steak, the mother cow body parts. Can you imagine having that mindset, thinking that it's okay to use humans because it's something she probably would never do, as proxies to go suffer trauma and maybe turn to violent crime because she can't figure it out? How pathetic is that? And amazing people are so oblivious. So this is where the skins, oh my God, the fucking smell. The skins from the cows will come, and that's where we're going. We're gonna show you where the cows' skins, along with this place here, that has oil drums full of, not oil, but animal secretions inside those drums. Can you imagine exploiting workers to work in a place like this? It is so hard to stand here. I can't imagine how this is legal to have humans working in a place like this. But, like Jamaican lady, she needs to eat her animal products, so places like this will continue to exploit workers. I talked to one last time. He seemed pretty open-minded. He didn't want to be on camera, but so I respected that. But yeah, this is what this environment does to you. It, growing up this way to normalize violence, people think that it's okay to continue it. It's just like slavery, right? So when we had slaves back, when that was normalized, when that was popular, it's the same mindset. It's an appeal to popularity where people maybe were unsure, but they were like, oh, since everyone else is doing it, I can't think for myself. I'm just going to be a drone bot NPC and accept violence towards others and not even look into it. That's the crazy thing. Like Chip and Martin have put in the description here, the reality, the truth, but conveniently people just don't want to actually even look at it, which is insane, right? At least know what you're being a part of. At least look into these things, but you don't want to, right? What are you going to do with the domestic animals? Well, Jeff, they're brought into existence. They're bred into existence. 92 billion land animals are brought into existence every single year when you don't have to, right? You can just, rather than breeding them, cut out the middleman, then you don't have all those domesticated animals. And by the way, most of them are just 40-something days old, 4 to 6 weeks old. So, I mean, that won't take long to change. It'll take a lot less times than if subsidies are behind that. So guys, stick around. I'm showing you this disgusting place. Maybe you've not seen it before. Look at this. So this is where the skins are. Look at this. Look at this pile of skins, guys. Check that out. Wow. Those are all the mother cows that were recently exploited. Check that out. Now they're closing the doors. All those are skins, guys, on the ground in a community. Unbelievable. Those are off the backs of the mother cows. And so I'm going to try to get a different angle. These guys obviously don't want me to see. I'm going to try to get a different angle, guys, so you guys can see the truth, the reality. They want to hide. Continuously hiding. All this industry does is hide, 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 hide. And that's not a pun. Were you able to see? Were you guys able to see? Just let me know and then I can do that. No, this is public property actually. Could you guys see? Yes, Lenny, thank you. Thanks for being here. Guys, go subscribe to Lenny Bruce, please. Yeah, exactly. Poor cows. Disgusting what happens here, isn't it? This is normalized violence, guys. This is in Toronto. There's literally houses right there. The chemicals, the smell, you can't imagine the smell on the street alone with the slaughterhouse, the drums down there, and then you have this place here, which has all those cows on the ground, right? You know, people are working in that, the chemicals that they're close by. You can imagine seeing that, the blood on the ground. This has become normalized. And for what? Last time I was here, if you guys go look at my last stream, I did the exact same thing. I pointed in. I heard yelling, and the worker, the driver, started yelling at me, saying I didn't hear yelling. And so he went on to lose his mind on me for a bit, just for sharing the truth. I feel like we should know the truth. I think everybody is adult enough to know what happens. I think slaughterhouses should be open doors to everyone. If it's okay to normalize violence, to some population, some groups, like marginalized people, marginalized individuals, then it should be okay to normalize it for everybody, right? Why don't we have tours at these slaughterhouses, right? Because you probably would never put your kid in one of those places, right? You probably wouldn't ever want them to witness what we just did here. You probably protect them, right? Or the pig that's hung by the neck you probably wouldn't want that to be shown either to your kid, right? But this is what happens. If you go to the dumpsters on public property, go to the dumpsters in your communities, in your farm areas, you're gonna see dead bodies everywhere. And go tell me if that's normal, if that's okay. And if it is okay with you, then normalize it all. Show the truth, right? A lot of truthers come onto my stream and they're like, oh, you're on public property, private property. I'm not on private property. I'm on public property. I know the law, okay? I know the law. This is a sidewalk, and that's a walkway along there as well. Otherwise, cars wouldn't be there. So I know the law. I'm doing what I can to show the truth. And these truthers are these people that seem to think that it's not okay to show the truth when it comes to their food system. Well, they're perfectly okay with telling others that they should be allowed to have rights and fundamental freedoms in other aspects, right? So they want their cake and they want to eat it too, but yet they want to silence people like myself by saying names or even killing us. But these are the same people that unbelievably claim that we should be silenced. Like, it's just like the hypocrisy is amazing. Thank you. Call the cops on me, Snow Prime. The cops were already here today. Way to waste resources, Snow Prime. So if the cops do come today, you just cost taxpayer money. You're increasing cost to the city. You're increasing cost to the consumer. So thanks a lot. What is it? Snow Prime. Congratulations. And the cops are going to come here and say, have a nice day, which they were here earlier. So now you're doubling up on that. So that Snow Prime is the ideal person. Probably is like, let's go fight for our rights. Let's stand up for our rights. But at the first sign of something they don't like, exactly. Why do you speak when you're getting flustered? It's so funny. Sure, Snow Prime. The first thing that you don't like is you're going to be the first one crying about your fundamental freedoms being encroached on you, or your chartered rights, whatever, or sorry, constitutional rights to express, which is amazing, right? So people like that. Hey, Plankies, Jake, how you doing, man? Guys, go follow Jake Plankieser. He shows the truth. He literally goes into these facilities and shows you the truth about what happens with your food system. Please go. Man up, quit crying, man. Well, Robbie, let me ask you, have you taken a life before? Have you seen a life taken before? And if so, are you profiting off this industry? Because that's what it sounds like. Yes, plant abuse. Some care rights activists in the chat, guys. Please hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends. Stop being an animal loser, total abuser. Sorry, animal abuser, total loser. I'm a bit tired now. I guess I'm lacking B12 or something like that, or whatever the thing is. Yeah, so I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I work for the Canadian government. You're probably sick of hearing that, some of you, but some people just tuning in. I'm vegan 12 years. A lot of the people in the chat are vegan as well. Guys, if you're vegan, hit 1. If you're thinking about change, hit 2. And if you're a total loser, animal abuser, hit 3 or whatever other number. Did you guys see the skins there? Isn't that fucking disgusting? Vegan 30 years, there we go. Vegan 12 years myself. Got a bunch of ones. We got losers in the chat. People that exploit and abuse animals are in the chat, and they admit it. So the people that are open-minded, look at the 3s and ask yourself, do I want to be someone who supports somebody who abuses animals? You probably don't. Crazy. That is unreal, seeing all the skins on the ground. Well, a lot of people do share my view. A lot of people are changing. A lot of people are opening their hearts and minds. The loudmouths in the stream are just trolls. I wouldn't say they're indicative of where the change is going. If you look at plant-based food products, it's on the rise. And it has been, and it's always underestimated. So change is happening. Might not be happening at the speed we want, but it is happening. And there's a lot of people that are changing and a lot of people that are speaking out. And that's why we do things like this. Because I have 177 people looking at my gorgeous, beautiful lid, and they're coming with me to see the skins of mother cows, or they're coming with me to the slaughterhouse. And we have dozens of us doing this across the world, and we're increasing in numbers. We had 50,000 people join us for Project Livestream. So we've done 5 of them so far, 6 of them, or we're doing 6 of them. We've done this Project Livestream where we bring dozens of activists out to slaughterhouses all across the world. And we're doing that again December 15th if you want to get involved. So go to It's at Project Livestream to get involved. We'll get you the 50 subs on YouTube. You need to get activated, and then we'll support you beyond that. And then we're gonna have more eyes on slaughterhouses and get more views. We had over 50,000 views last time, which is crazy. People that would have never gone to a slaughterhouse, they're just doom scrolling and they happen to catch the live stream, which is what we want. We want new faces, we want new people seeing these things and seeing if it aligns with them or not. There's a 3-minute movie challenge in the description. Chip and Martin and some others have posted it. Exactly. Strong men are vegan because weak men exploit others, right? And there's no need to exploit, to confine, to torture, to abuse others or view others as commodities, entertainment, anything like that. It's ridiculous that we were fed this notion that goes against our intuition at such a young age. It really does, if you think about it. When you first learn that you're eating an animal, think about how weird that is. You're eating their skin, their flesh. You're biting into that shit. If you didn't know about chickens, a lot of people talk about KFC. Oh, I love KFC. It's kind of crazy when people say that. I gotta be a little careful here because this guy yelled at me last time. I don't particularly trust some of the workers here. Hello. You guys doing good? Yeah. They had a whole bunch of skins just on the ground. Yeah. I don't. I do have a second one, but this one's old.
Yeah,
I can't afford a second one.
that's okay. I have a footage like that.
I weigh the same as I did 12 years ago when I went vegan. Someone's saying you lose weight when you go vegan, apparently.
I didn't.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I weigh the same. You just change out some things, that's it. Just like one portion of your meals, and then your ideology, your mentality is the most important thing. So Tony talks about God. So Tony talks about God, right? And I mentioned that, like, there's the do unto others principle, there's the Garden of Eden, and so he's like, well, we can just do whatever we want, God says this. But Tony, like, is putting people into slaughterhouses, humans, right? So if he's doing that, is he creating more violent crime and more mental issues?
God gave us free will.
God gave us free will, exactly. Free to harm or free not to harm, Tony. You spam my videos as well. So guys, once again, the worst street in Canada, I'm gonna assume, is this one. This used to be a slaughterhouse as well. They shut down. They used to be called Riding Regency Meat Packers. They got shut down for a contamination or something like that, listeria outbreak or something. Over the years, they've changed to different names, and now they're True Harvest. I think True Harvest failed, and now they're trying to sell this to another company. Rumor is they have, and they're going to have another slaughter facility here. And so, again, this is St. Helens. So the smell is just, I can't even explain it. I wish there was an app that I could send you. You just scratch and sniff, and you might vomit all over your animal flesh that you're eating. So I was trying to mention earlier, the chicken that you eat, or even the other animal products. Did you know that sometimes when you're biting into that skin, well, I don't know which way to go, bro. He's moving that way. Fuck you, man. Telling me, what's your problem? These fucking idiots, man. All they do is try to intimidate. This guy moves at the same time as that guy, and what am I supposed to do? Harassing, he's the one who harassed me. Just decides to arbitrarily, when I'm standing there, he's been sitting there the whole time. All of a sudden, now he's moving? Please. These guys do it all the time. Hitting our phones out of our hands. The one guy punched me trying to grab my phone. One guy drove his car up right behind me, slammed on his brakes. Truckers have gotten out and yelled at me just for being on the public sidewalk and filming. You guys can see that all back in the live streams. I'm doing everything within the confines of the law. I don't need to break the law in order to show the truth. It's very simple to get out to these places and show the truth. It's just pretty sad that these people are so triggered. But it's not surprising, right? Violent industry creates violent people. And that's what this industry does, and that's why I'm trying to have it shut down once and for all. Especially for the animals. Guy telling me to get out of the fucking way. Like, I don't even know which way he's gonna turn, and he expects that I know. Yeah. Like, he was sitting there from the time I was here all the way when I went to check out the skins, and then all of a sudden when I stand here, he honks his horn at me and drives straight at me, expecting that I know which way he's turning. Please. And then the other driver started driving at the exact same time, telling me that isn't intimidation. Absolutely is. Hey, PJ. Guys, please get out there for the animals. They need our help. If you can't go to a slaughterhouse, you can still definitely live stream. We just want people to be confident enough to share the truth, and we need more of us. We need more of us willing to step up and speak up for the animals. They need our help. And if we stand by and don't say anything, I mean, it's going to take a lot longer for animal liberation to take place. So please, you can even create a faceless account. You can do stickering, you can give out cards. There's so many forms of advocacy that you can do. Would really, really love for you to get involved and active for the animals. You go by slaughterhouses. Actually, deer hunting is a joke. It's actually for trophy hunters. Quite literally, you have to get a ticket to deer hunt, and they're hunting factory farmed deer, basically factory farmed deer, which is insane that people think that they're doing it for environmental conservation reasons. Like, how people are just so naive just to believe everything they're told. They don't want to think outside of the box. They don't want to think logically or think outside of the NPC drone pile. Like, it's crazy to me that people... You know, and I guess maybe I was one of them too. You can see he's got his little weapon here. his intimidation weapon. It's scare the cows. They haven't been through enough, right? Because the cows haven't been through enough, forced to leave where their only place that they knew, which was living in their shit, confined, having their babies taken away, seeing others being taken away, to be put on this metal death truck, sliding around in their feces and urine, smelling the death that's around this stench fucking death hole, and now they gotta wait to be executed. Humanity at its finest, right here, for optional products. This is all optional. Everybody can move away from this, but people decide to fall into tradition or culture or whatever the fucking stupid reason is, to think that they have to consume cow milk or their flesh or something like that, when clearly they don't have to. It's absurd. Absolutely absurd. They do have feelings and minds. They don't want to be exploited. People want to talk about sentience or that somehow intelligence or some other reason justifies doing this to them, when we all feel the same things, the things that matter. We love, we have minds exactly, we can have companionship just like them. So Ben, you think carrots are intelligent? Do you advocate for them? Let's join your protest, Ben. Who do you fight for more, Ben? The baby carrots or the large carrots? I'm just kind of curious. Ben fights for carrots, guys. Go join Ben. I think he's creating an event to go to the carrot processing facility. He's probably going to the carrot farms, and I just wonder, Ben, how do you choose? Which one do you choose when you save a carrot's life? Do you choose the carrot that's the baby carrot or the adult carrot? I'm kind of curious, Ben. Ben is a carrot rights activist. Wait, you just said plants oh, so now you don't think carrots are intelligent. So is that your justification, intelligence, Ben, to drink another species' milk, to exploit mother cows, to have them shot in the face, to have humans suffer trauma because of that? Is that your justification, Ben? Because carrots are intelligent? This is the mentality, people. If you've stuck around and you're just tuning in and looking at that, this is the mentality, guys. This is what people do. They think, Canadian freedoms, there is no heaven, y'all. Oh yeah. Well, definitely not. There's definitely not a heaven if this shit happens on Earth, right? Which is crazy. But even if you did believe in heaven and you did believe in those things, then this is the test. This is the test, and you're failing if you eat animals. You put them in confinement, slaughter them, abuse them, use their baby milk. It's abhorrent. So we got another truck coming, guys. Truck! This is the same guy who brings the lambs in. And he really seemed triggered the last time I was here. So we got to be careful. Always keep your head on a swivel at these places. The beautiful cows and the lambs. Maybe not for you, Leon. You're just a bot NPC. You would justify slavery if you could. That's just your mentality, but a lot of people wouldn't justify it. A lot of people will change. People like you don't change, Leon, but kind and compassionate people will. You can hear the cows mooing, bellowing out. People like you don't change. You would have been for slavery. You would have been for pretty much any war or any injustice that happens just to suit your favor. You're definitely for drug addicts, alcoholics, violent crime, especially sexual assault. You're for all of that, Leo. I'm not wrong. If you support this industry, you support all of what I just said. 100%. You are for the exploitation of animals and also marginalized communities that have to deal with the consequences of what you pay for. Drug addiction, alcoholism, increased violent crime rates, all these things. It's the truth. So why are you asking me Canadian freedoms if I have pets? Even if I had companions, they would be adopted. Although when I was a bit stupid, I did get pets before. That was a mistake. But then I learned that you could adopt. You don't have to be a part of breeding. Breeding's just a disgusting industry. You should see some of the breeding farms that I've come across. Unbelievable. Classic weak thought process. If that's how simple you try to make a complicated issue, you're stupid. Not sure what that's referring to. Some weird vegan heretic, is that how I say it? Heretic. Vegan anthem in here spitting facts, the truth. So what if you're Jessica? What if we ate your dog? Why don't we eat your dog, Jessica? Or would you feed your dog dogs? That's another question I have. A 100% virtue postmortem. 100%. Jamaican cute girl still spewing nonsense. What am I making up? Canadian freedoms. You know, you can go on the English Discord in my description right now and have a conversation with people and tell them what it is that I'm making up and see if they can counterclaim that, carry on the discussion, because it seems like you care about Canadian freedoms, which is enshrined in our Charter of Rights, but yeah, you want to make it out that I'm making up things now? What am I making up? 15 years I worked as a Canadian Food Inspection Agency inspector. And I've been vegan for 12 years. So what am I making up? What could I possibly be making up? Go debate, or go to Soy Feed and go debate virtue postmortem. We have that open all the time, guys, by the way. If you guys want to go to Soy Feed in the description, or if you want to go to the English Hub, but Virtue Postmortem is available right now. Go debate the topic. Maybe we can have an actual discussion and come to some sort of conclusions. lab-grown meat. What's the problem with lab-grown meat when you're talking about the animals you eat that have pathogens, disease, all these things? Why isn't that on the label? Why don't we label animal products with every single pathogen, disease, the antibiotics that they used, the drugs, the chemicals that were used in their production? Why don't we do that? I'm all for it. Let's be transparent as possible. So the animals you eat, just Jamaican cutie. Well, you're not really. Anyways, tell us. Can you tell us what the antibiotics that were used on the last animal you ate were? Can you tell us the last amount of drugs that took in, what type of drug it was, what are the side effects? Can you tell us that? Can you also tell us which pathogen or disease they might have had? Because many of them do have. Peggy, you caught that one. Mr. Pokeslow, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Check out the 3-minute movie challenge below. And also, you should check out Challenge 22. They'll give you meal recipes, meal ideas. You can make the switch today. It's so simple, honestly. It's a lot easier than you think. When I went vegan, I didn't even know what it was. I just stopped eating animals, and I thought that was it. And I was worried. I thought I was gonna die or something. Yeah, exactly. Do you have the courage to debate a vegan? We have several vegans in the chat that would be willing to have a discussion about the topic of veganism. A lot of people are worried about health. That's not what I'm here for. I've been vegan for 12 years. Somebody earlier mentioned that we're vegan for years. The 2 people that I'm with right now have been vegan longer than I have. I think 25 years and 15 years. So, I mean, the debate's open. Virtue Postmortem, very respectful. We'll have a conversation with you, and let's see if we can win you over. I bet you we can if you're open-minded, though. You have to be open-minded. Well, we don't have to be the same, Laura. We can be the same in all the things that matter, right? I'm not the same as you, but I wouldn't execute you and eat your body just for some sensory pleasure. I think we can agree. Canadian freedoms, you're all over the map. I don't even know what you're talking about. Guys, go to the soy feed link in the description. Go there now. Get in the link. Get in the chat right now. You guys can have a conversation right now and talk about your talking points. Well, exactly, Paul. I mean, PJ, it's very clear. What would you like me to answer? I'm here showing about the cows, and you're talking about cats. I mean, what the hell are you talking about? I'm going to be back in a second. Disappeared on you guys, didn't I? Nice, Jason. I like the Gardein one. The Gardein, is it Guardian of Life or Gardein? To me, that's the best one. plugged in. Jessica talking about seed oils, as if that has anything to do with what we're talking about. I mean, these people will say anything, right? Kind of crazy. It's like, what's wrong with seed oils? Go take a look. Go see what the actual science says about seed oils. I'm sure some aren't great, but many of them are just fine. All right, Jessica. Maybe I'm being a bit of a jerk. Why is that not showing? So weird. Well, I can't help it, Jessica. I'm at a slaughterhouse and I'm watching innocent animals getting their necks. Stop and have a talk. Don't be a pussy. Sorry about that. Why is this not charging? Oh, there we go. There we go. What he doing? Alphonse, I'm at a slaughterhouse in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And here to show the world or bear witness to the poor cows that are about to be executed because people think they're baby cows or they think they got to drink their milk or some shit. It's kind of weird, right? Weird thing that people tell us that we're taught to do. Pretty awkward. I mean, I did offer earlier, guys, if you weren't here, you still think you're a baby cow. I did offer up a free pacifier. I did offer up a bottle, like a baby bottle. We'll put a little bit of soy milk in there, or oat milk, or coconut milk, or peanut milk, or potato milk, or whatever the heck the milk is, macadamia, hemp milk, flax milk, whatever the pea milk, whatever the milk is that you want. We'll put the milk in there. We'll get you a bonnet. We'll get you a blankie. We'll even burp you if you leave the poor mother cows alone and stop pretending you're one, right? Stop executing them, thinking you're a baby cow, and maybe grow up and be an adult. I don't think Canada's doomed, Bruce. I think the smart people in the room are going to change. I think eventually change will happen. It just, sometimes it takes a bit of time. And sometimes things need to happen before shit happens, you know, like there's probably a reason why the world is in the way it is because violence is accepted in society. Right now, it's okay to execute innocent animals. You could save 100 animals per year, exactly. So if you had those 100 animals in front of you, imagine if you had the gun or the knife, what would you do? If you could just choose something that's different right beside you. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. What is it, like 70% of people are lactose intolerant? The risk of breast cancer, if you care about your kids, right? Like, I can't imagine that you would want to risk your kids to train them to drink cow's milk when there's the risk of cancer and breast cancer and the risk of colorectal cancer more so. I mean, why would you even chance that? Avian influenza, the risk, tuberculosis, the risk, the hormones and the cholesterol, all that associated with the cow's milk is really weird. And then you're instilling this idea that animals are resources. So you just have this skewed view of what animals are to us, right? And so that's probably why you see often like people, you know, you see people caught in the news and they're like all upset about an animal that got abused or hurt, but they can't make that connection while they're eating the fucking chicken wings. It's so bizarre. So like this shirt says, dismantle speciesism. And that's what us activists are trying to do, is to wake up people's hearts and minds to show that they actually do value animals enough that they don't want to exploit them. And most people, I would imagine, do if they actually were inside this facility right now watching the mother cows being shot in the face, sometimes multiple times, crying and screaming and squirming for their lives while someone's axing their neck. I think most people probably wouldn't ever do that. Most people don't like that. Most people wouldn't want their children being a part of that or seeing that or doing that as a living. But you're using marginalized people to do it, like immigrants, refugees, all these marginalized groups. So, yeah. One thing you could do is go to your local slaughterhouse and say, I want a tour, and see what happens. Let's see if that resonates with you. No one showed up to defend their position in debate. Well, that kind of says it all, right? Virtue postmortem, that people will just complain and whine, but they never really have something to back up their stance. So if you actually think you have a case, go have a discussion. Go on the Discord, go to Soy Feed, have a discussion. Don't be afraid. Glenn, I was getting on to KFC. So Glenn, when you bite into the KFC and you get that crunch and it looks a little discolored? Well, that's called dermatitis. So you're eating like dermatitis or cellulitis. You can go look up what those things are. You're biting into disease. And then also, as well, Ramel, why don't I introduce you to Lenny the next time you come and hang out with us, and then we can see about we can put you guys in a discussion together. How's that? And then also in the skin, embedded in the flesh, is sometimes you think you're eating animal fat. Now that's like a little cancer ball. So next time you go eat the dead body parts of innocent animals, Mr. Glenn Hamilton, just remember that as you're biting into their body parts, that you're eating dermatitis and cellulitis and peritonitis and who knows what else. Aw, that classic joke, Mr. 8810. Haven't heard that one since I fell off my dinosaur, right? Chicken nuggets ain't chicken. Yeah, really. I mean, if you guys actually saw the process like I did for so many years, then you guys would be like, I'm a little unclear. Oh, wow, Mr. 8810. I've never heard that 7,000 times before. I was going to eat 2 steaks. Well, I'm going to eat 2 extra broccolis, Mr. 8810. Like, go to your local slaughterhouse, work in it, 8810. You go cut the mother's heads off, and you suffer the trauma, turn to the drugs, alcohol, and violent crimes in your communities. Why don't you do that instead? Or maybe you already do and you're just coping. Steaks? 5 steaks and eggs. Well, Christopher, I mean, it doesn't sound like you're going to be around much longer if you keep doing that. I mean, talk about ruining your health. Yeah, and that's the other thing, is like they're feeding into this. This is the other thing that kind of is wild to me, is that a lot of these guys are against like corporations or corporate interests and, billionaire types, but they're literally paying stockholders to continue to exploit innocent animals. I mean, these are the corporations that are profiteering off of the violence and creating violent communities and destroying animals and genetically engineering them and fucking people up, and they're literally like sponsoring them. Amazing, right? Exactly. Good people go vegan. There's a link in the description called the 3-Minute Movie Challenge. Go see for yourself. Go see the truth, guys. Oh, KY Survival says he raises his own. I get too much twisted. Well, how so? I'm just sitting here telling the truth. I mean, what have I lied about exactly? How am I twisting the truth? Are the animals not executed? Are they not shot in the face? Are they not decapitated? Is this optional? Am I making stuff up? Tell me what I'm meeting. What am I making up, guys? Yeah. Johnny Somali? Sure. Right. There's some weird chattery going on, guys. If you want to discuss this a little bit further with an actual vegan, go to the soy feed chat. Go have a discussion right now. And maybe you missed something. If you're open-minded, why not check it out? See the truth for yourself. I think I hear the cows being unloaded. We heard a cow bellowing out earlier. It's no wonder. I mean, imagine all of a sudden you're put onto this metal death truck, being forced to get inside, slipping around, falling, breaking legs. There's cows that get their skulls crushed in because they fall down. Some of these trucks come all the way from Alberta. This is Toronto, 30 plus hours per trip. How insane is that? And what's more is like these guys, oh, here we go. We got a different type of truck. You guys see this? Agnes. Louise. See. Sorry about that. I don't know if I've seen this style vehicle here that often. Just a number, right? Shameful. Bitman, why don't you do something with your life instead of telling us what to do? What do you do? Well, we're getting poured on, but it's pretty typical. It's a shameful thing. Blue shirt guy, permission to be violent towards animals? Is that what God said? Come back and say it. Oh my goodness. I'm retired, thanks. This is St. Helens Slaughterhouse. They kill cows and lambs here. Hear the cows. You can hear them and just moving around. Bellowing out. Did God say that you can have humans suffer trauma, turn to drugs and alcohol, PTSD? Okay, Agnes, I think I'm probably gonna leave soon too. Yeah. Did God also say, let's create more violent crime rates due to slaughterhouses being in these communities? Is that what God said? So your God wants more alcoholics and drug addicts and more violent crime? Cool story, bro. Cool story. Way to justify your violence. I think the devil would be more for this. This is what the devil would do. And this is a test to all the Bible people. And the people that still are paying for this and want to be for this are the ones that aren't going to be going to heaven, I'll tell you that. This isn't sacrifice. This is not sacrifice. Look at this guy saying it's sacrifice. This is not for survival or sacrifice. You have other options. You have other options to choose, and you pick and choose, which is hilarious. This cherry picking notion that do unto others principle is just arbitrary now, apparently. So you can create drug addicts, you can create more violent crime, but hey, because God said so, though, no. Nice try, though. Optional products. Shame on you. Shame on this disgusting industry. Violent industry that creates psychopaths, drug addicts, alcoholics. Shame on this industry. Executes innocent cows. For what? Because you think you're a baby cow and you want to drink their milk? You want to eat their bodies for optional products? Shame on you. Did God say that you should genetically engineer his perfect animals? Is that what God said? Go genetically engineer these animals to be way more than they ever would be in the natural situation. They're genetically engineered freak shows. Chickens can't even hold their body weight. Cows definitely can't hold their own body weight. And then people are shooting pregnant mother cows. They're executing them. The trauma because of that. And these people want to claim that they're God people? No, that's what the devil would do. Fucking devil would be for this. Stop what? Showing the truth? That people are supporting devil-like behavior? Because that's what this is. Only the devil could think of something so horrific and monstrous to do to innocent sentient beings. Only the devil would want to create more drug addicts, more alcoholics, and more violent crimes in these communities. So no, you're wrong. And I know many I grew up in a religious family, man. And you can talk to anybody in the religion, anybody in my family about religion, they'll agree that you should be kind to animals. And that was a direct thing that God said. So if you want to use God as your excuse for optional products, well, that's pretty sad. Yeah, exactly. They just say things exactly. So this is a lot more than just eating animal products, guys. This is just about our view of others in general. To view others as commodities or exploit them, this is about not viewing animals at all for us, because we don't need to view them for us. And Mr. Wright is calling me a damn hypocrite for eating animals most of my life and then changing because I worked in slaughterhouses and saw the fucking shit that I did, and then I'm vegan now and I'm speaking up about the shit that I saw. Like, give me a fucking break, man. Give me a fucking break. And these fucking trolls, right? Amazing. Every once in a while, I'll just ban somebody from my channel. How's that? How's that feel, the McDonald's guy? Confinement, torture, exploiting, all these things for human ideals, human-centric views. So it's just like slavery, right? What others can do for us. Let's call people with other skin color bad or something like that, and we'll just use that as an excuse to exploit them. These same arbitrary traits, when there's no real trait that justifies the violence we enact upon others or how we view others as commodities. Absolutely abhorrent and disgusting. Sickening display of humanity. Optional. This is all optional. You can choose to pay for violence or not. You can choose to be a violent person or not. Those are the two options. If you're vegan, hit 1. If you're thinking about changing, hit 2. If you're a total loser, animal abuser, hit number 3. Let's see who in the chat. People talking about carrot rights again. This guy's gonna have a carrot rights protest in his city, so go follow him. I just ask which carrot matters more, the baby carrot or the bigger carrot. Apparently he thinks carrots feel pain. Yeah, so you see, guys, people are willing to admit that they are abusive to animals, willing to admit that. I think people who think it's okay to exploit and abuse animals should get a T-shirt that says "I hate animals. Let's exploit them. Let's set them on fire. Let's burn them." I think they should wear a T-shirt that says that and walk around in public. The notifications, I've seen your comment there. What video? Name the video. You seen a video. What kind of comments is that? I've seen a video, man. How about you provide evidence? Why don't you go and soy feed and have a discussion with some vegans, and let's discuss your claim about this video that claims that plants scream or something. Well, thanks for the comment, Jesse. I'm retired, so what would you like? What do you think? Do you think retired people should work, Jesse? Is that what you're saying? Mr. Britman, we do that. We do all sorts of advocacy. We do everything from city council discussions to creating more plant-based options, to advocacy, to investigations, all sorts of things. So we're doing all these things. We do protest lawmakers. We do all the above. I mean, do you think this is all we do? No. There's millions of activists all over the world that are fighting against this injustice. So Serial King, if you go, I don't know if Chip's still here, but you can go follow that Chip guy. He's a nutritionist, and also the guy's jacked, vegan. He gets all the nutrition he needs. You can definitely find all of that. I mean, I weigh exactly the same as I did before I ate animal products and stuff like that, so it's not something that you'll be lacking. And if you're concerned, and if you do want to make the switch, I can provide you challenge22.com. They're going to give you options, plant-based meal recipes and ideas and stuff like that. But you got to do it for ethics, man. This isn't about a diet. It's about ethical change. Just about not viewing others as commodities for you, or exploiting others. Thing is, we don't need to do these things, so. No, God said be kind to animals. God also had the Garden of Eden. God also said do unto others, so why would you create violent crime rates increasing in marginalized communities, as well as creating drug addicts, trauma-induced people, alcoholics, create massive amounts of workplace injuries, cut off limbs, surgeries, all these things. He did say that, actually. Randall Foley, are you lying about your God? You're lying that God didn't say, so God didn't say be kind to animals? Are you lying? My mom reads the Bible pretty much every day, and she says that. So are you lying about what your God said? Wow. I thought that was like blasphemy, is it not? Yes. mean, guys, if you haven't had the opportunity to smash like, do so please. Just a reminder for anybody who wants to get active and involved for the animals. On December 19th, we're going to have dozens of activists going live outside slaughterhouses all over the world for Project Livestream number 6. We had over 50,000 people join us for the last one, where we exposed these hellhole facility nightmares for what they are. A number of people reached out to us and said it affected them, it changed them. A number of people went to the 3-minute movie challenge that's in the description. And a number of people have crossed the lines during these live streams and decided they don't want to work in these facilities anymore that execute innocent animals for optional products. So yes, if you're an activist and you want to join the change that we need to see, and want to get out in front of these places, we can help you, we can support you, we can get you the subscribers needed on YouTube. If you go on Instagram to it's at Project Livestream, just shoot us a message. We will get you the support, like I said, the 50 subs needed, and we'll get you up live and running. If you're not able to go to the slaughterhouse, but still would like to join, we can still help you out as well. We encourage everybody just to get active on social media for the animals. We think YouTube's really valuing live streams right now, and we want to encourage you to do so as well. And also, if you can't get out as well, we encourage you to spread the word. Speak to activists in your local communities and ask them if they would consider getting involved with Project Livestream. Share out the links, tell people, and please join us that day in the chat. We love the support. It makes us more united as well. We feel like we're making an impact, as well as it's tough sometimes for people that can't get out there. So we want to be a voice for you as well as the animals. Why would you do that to your body, Joshua? All the carnivore, even the guy, the Paul Saladino, the main dude, the guy, Carnivore MD, he no longer lists his name as Carnivore MD. Guy who's having heart palpitations. Gee, I wonder why. Now he's included fruit, and he calls it animal-based fruit because he wants to keep selling his supplement brand, and he doesn't want to be called a sellout. Crazy. Look at Jordan Peterson. He's suffering because his daughter said to try the lion diet. His daughter's actually flipped, and now she's included fruit and stuff into her diet. This diet is what an elimination diet. People might have this placebo effect and feel okay or something like that for a little while. Long term, you're screwed. You're going to screw up your body forever. And also, the fact that you're going to exploit innocent animals for your trivial pleasure when you can literally switch to a healthy plant-based food diet that will get you everything you need. Challenge22.com. Why not try it out for a month, see what you think, but also you got to do it for the animals, guys. It's got to be because you don't want to exploit others. So either you're for this industry that abuses animals, or you're not. It's very cut and dry. It's very black and white. Millions of vegans all over the world, millions of activists all over the world. And look at this lie right here. Look at the lie. Why don't they show the cows that were just about to go into the slaughterhouses that were covered in their feces on there? Why don't they say, hey, may contain E. coli? Why don't they say, hey, may contain salmonella? Hey, may contain a pregnant mother cow? They don't list that on your animal products, do they? No, of course they don't. Why would they? Stumble, make it 200 times as much meat. Just kidding. I wouldn't want you to do that because I don't want you to suffer colorectal cancer or have heart palpitations or die of cardiovascular disease, which increasing animal product consumption does to you. By the way, if you actually looked up the data, but it sounds like you don't know how to do that. considering that you would do that to your own body just to try to piss off an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. In fact, why don't you go to the slaughterhouse, Stumble, get the job, go chop off heads all day long. You sounds like you like it. You would get off on it. It might do something for you. Replace the marginalized workers, replace the immigrants, refugees, the children that are trafficked into these places. Why don't you go replace them? You can be the one that turns to addiction instead, right? Crazy. People are crazy, right? Halal is just a euphemism. In fact, if you are halal, you wouldn't eat animal products. Halal is just like you don't harm animals, right? Halal, you can donate your time, give money, all that stuff. Haram would be eating animal products because it's optional and you don't have to. It kind of is hilarious, right? I mean, I have some wonderful activists hanging out with me today. They're like my bodyguards just to make sure nothing happens to me.
Somebody's got to look after you.
Somebody's got to look after me, yeah. And I'm forcing them to stay in the cold, rain. My hand's freezing, but it's nothing compared to what's happening inside there right now. Those poor cows. Yeah. That's not the place. If you're looking for a partner or something, Ludi, full day. That's not the place. He said he's gay, so I thought maybe you can go. There's apps for that, Ludi. You're in the wrong place. Yeah. I actually guarantee that you also watch and love The Vegan Teacher. Well, I don't watch her so much, Austin. I know who she is. What does that have to do with your thinking that you're a baby cow? Austin, are you still, don't tell me, Austin, are you still drinking cow's milk? You realize that humans wean off human milk, like when they're infants, like after their infancy. So why do you think you're needing to be on cow's milk? And by the way, Austin, I can replace that cow's milk for you with soy milk, with oat milk, with pistachio milk, with macadamia milk, with potato milk, with pea milk, with all the milks. I can even send you a milk bottle and a blankie, and I'll also give you a pacifier as well. We can even burp you and wrap you up like a burrito and make you feel like a big baby if you're still on the cow's milk. And that goes to anybody. We can help you get off your addiction of cholesterol-filled, hormone-filled, potentially avian influenza-filled cow's milk for, a different species of milk. Because remember, we're not cows. And in fact, I can tell you this much. If you go look in the mirror right now, you can see that you're not a cow. So that might be able to help you as well, Austin. You're homeless? Is that what you're saying? Oh, you're telling me I'm homeless. Sounds like he's into... Wow. Oh my gosh. The comments are just crazy. Anyways, crazy. Dr. Hoff. We are omnivores for a reason. What do you mean? What reason? Like, there's people that are born vegan, by the way. And they live vegan and they're fine. Cow's milk goes well with cereal. Ew. Guy thinks he's a baby cow or something. Why would you drink secretions from a different species, Nathan? Again, why would you drink the breast milk of a different species? Like when you look at the udder of a cow, are you thinking weird things, Nathan? That's kind of weird. Also, Nathan, I can send you a dodo, a sucky, a dummy, a pacifier, whatever you call it. You can literally replace it, and you can suck on that all day and night, bro. Nathan, let's get that to you. We'll ship that to you, send that to you. Seems like you'd be all for it. You could put it beside your cereal as well. Put a little soy milk in your cereal, and then you can suck on the sucky afterwards. Just leave the cows alone. You're an adult, I think. Is that good? Wrap it up. Okay, guys, I really want to thank you for being here. Appreciate all the vegans in the chat. You're wonderful people. Thank you so much for putting up with my voice all day long, or even just throwing me on the background. I know how annoying it can be. I'm annoyed by just listening to myself. But I really appreciate it. Please get active and involved with Project Livestream in whatever which way possible. We'll help you get there. Go vegan today, exactly. Jason, thank you guys again so much for being out here. It's absolutely starting to pour out here, but my phone's kind of giving out as well. So thank you once again. I'm going to be live potentially in the next few days. Turn on that bell notification. Turn it on so you can see when I go live next. Also support the other activists in the chat. Most of them have YouTube channels. Get involved, get active for the animals. Really appreciate you being out here today, and we'll see you on the next time. Thank you guys so much.